What's up you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music again. Now I've got something on my mind I want to share with you. Been thinking a lot about Nickelback, and if you decide you agree with me, you should like and subscribe. Now I may be biased in saying this, but the internet is a beautiful place. It's where people can express themselves, help others learn, debate, and freely express ideas. Now one example of an idea freely expressed on the internet is that Nickelback
is the worst band in the world.
Despite all the disagreements on the web, this opinion seems to be accepted as the universal truth. The sun rises in the east, water is wet, Nickelback sucks. And why wouldn't it be? Nickelback's music is a bland, generic, post-grunge mess. Stuck in the musical KFC famous bowl of rock, metal, pop, and grunge, their lyrics are eye-roll inducing, and sadly, Chad Kroeger's hair looks like undercooked ramen. Cue early Justin Timberlake. All that to say, there are plenty of bands out there that churn out song after song, sounding exactly the same, marred by genre confusion, and led by a guy who sings like his mouth is full of marbles. What makes Nickelback any different from the Creeds, the Three Doors Down, or Limp Bizkits of the world? And do they really deserve all the hate they still get to this day? I think it all comes down to one word: timing. Right off the bat, Nickelback wasn't exactly set up to be liked. In the late 90s, they were signed to Roadrunner Records, a label that's catalog of artists included almost exclusively heavy nu metal bands. Before being acquired by Warner Brothers Records, Roadrunner excelled at working with the most influential hard rock bands in the business. Signing Nickelback in 1999 forged a path for Roadrunner to expand out of their niche. Instead, this action caused hardcore fans to direct their hatred at a band they viewed as watered down and out of place. Even though Nickelback experienced commercial successes, there was still a large vocal group of these fans that blamed Nickelback for sullying one of the genre's greatest labels. But it wasn't just consumers of metal that had a bad taste in their mouth when it came to Nickelback. Now keep in mind, around this time, rock fans all over the world were still reeling from the death of Kurt Cobain. Any band that seemed at all opportunistic to fill the void left by the iconic rocker immediately caught the ire of grunge and hard rock fanatics. Despite all of this vitriol, Nickelback continued to sell millions of records. Their third album, Silver Side Up, was a mainstream hit, and their fourth album, The Long Road, ended up becoming certified 3 times platinum. It began to seem like the grimmest faces of post-grunge rock fans were becoming a thing of the past. That was until a new show on Comedy Central called Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn came on the air. The promos for the show included a quote from a comic who said, "No one talks about the studies that show bad music makes people violent, but listening to Nickelback makes me want to kill Nickelback." This promo was played over and over again in between reruns of South Park, Chappelle Show, Reno 911, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, beating hatred for Nickelback into young male minds. This was all happening in the mid-2000s, just as the internet as we know it today was beginning to form, and the desire to create quick, shareable content was taking shape. This joke, which I admit is pretty solid, was a necessary catalyst for web users to begin commenting on the band in a similar way. Now, Nickelback didn't do much to help their case. A few years later, they released a single called Rockstar, which lyrically seemed like a self-degrading Nickelback meme in and of itself. Despite its success, especially in the UK, this song summed up what everyone disliked about the group. Their rocker wannabes dripping with inauthenticity. Rockstar was played non-stop on alt radio stations all across America and Europe. At the same time, meme culture was coming into its own. In retrospect, it seems only natural that this band, who became a real-life meme of sorts, would easily transition into being an actual viral meme, culminating in posts like, "Can this pickle get more fans than Nickelback?" And of course the classics, Conspiracy Keanu, Bad Luck Brian, Exhibit Yo Dog, Grumpy Cat, and one does not simply Boromir. The combination of a career with benign, unforced errors in tandem with the rise of the modern internet was a perfect storm. Now that the hate snowball has picked up speed and gotten rather large, there's no turning back. But does this mean Nickelback deserves to be the butt of every joke? Short answer, no. I'm willing to admit they are a decent band with songs that are accessible to a casual listener. Their only sin is being too safe and generic. If it weren't for the external ethos that surrounds them, Nickelback would be a good gateway band for a young or casual listener trying to get into rock music. I know, blasphemy, right? But the fact that it's hard for me to even utter those words on the internet says more about us than it does about Nickelback. It's not that we all collectively hate this band. I'm sure some of the people that create and share Nickelback memes have only heard the phrase, "Look at this photograph," sung by one of their friends using the voice of a gruffy, toothless logger. It's really more about sharing that we hate Nickelback and being a part of the collective conscious that's decided what music is and is not okay to like. Adhering to the internet hive mind creates closeness to our friends and family who share these views. It's like being a member of a cult where the only admission to the VIP section is hating Nickelback. There's a flip side to this too. Those who like the band, and trust me, they do exist, are more fervent in their support as if to give the middle finger to the mainstream view that Nickelback sucks. In a way, we use Nickelback as a baseline to define our preferences. They play a unique role in our society as a litmus test for musical taste. And until Mumford & Sons, Imagine Dragons, or Maroon 5 decide to officially take their place, I guess we'll need Nickelback to keep on selling albums and packing stadiums, because this is how they remind us of who we really are. Have you secretly loved Nickelback for years but we were too afraid to talk about it? Would you like to hear my opinions about any other big issues in music? Let me know in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Marty Music. Thanks again, see you real soon.